Hey guys, welcome to the Liberal Hive Mind, a channel solely focused on exposing the abundant hypocrisy of the left. Oh, it's certainly been an exciting second term for Donald Trump to say the least, and like I've been saying in a lot of these videos, just when you thought the excitement was slowly starting to taper down, it gets even better. The Trump administration is just doing so much, they're doing so many things, there's so many moving pieces, and I'd like to take a break from this brutal 7-day work week that I've been keeping up for almost 6 years at this point, but how can I when Trump is doing stuff like this? Holy freaking moly. Trump just pulled one of the most epic moves I think I've ever seen. He's now flipping Democrat New York Mayor Eric Adams against his own party, against the corrupt Democrat officials in his state like Letitia James and Governor Hochul. And the left, of course, as predictable as ever, well, they're throwing an absolute tantrum. The entire brigade of unhinged activists are now calling for Eric Adams to be removed, I guess because he's no longer useful to their idiotic agenda. Absolutely pathetic stuff. The same people who screech about defending democracy are now demanding to purge an elected mayor simply because he's doing what's best for the city instead of blindly obeying the leftist hive mind. Eric Adams becomes public enemy #1 as Trump flips him on his own party. Let me show you guys exactly what's going on. We got some stuff to get into, so let's roll the tape. Alright folks, so this was brought to my attention actually by Bill O'Reilly. Let's first start off with this clip right over here as he breaks the whole thing down. As he explains it, Adams isn't the end goal here, he's the setup for supposedly a much bigger play. Take a look.
Trump wants to get Letitia James and Alvin Bragg. That's what this story is all about. Nothing else there. He went after Illinois because he wants to get Pritzker. Hates him. And the way to do that is to deny the states of Illinois and New York the federal grant money. The New York Post reports today $8 billion is going to get held up by the Justice Department that would have flowed into New York State, which is running an astronomical deficit here, okay? So the easiest way to do this is to file civil suits against the governor and the attorney general. Then the question was, why is the mayor of New York left out? Because he doesn't matter. He doesn't matter. Trump wants to get Letitia James. Hochul is just an ornament. Doesn't have any bad feeling toward Hochul, Trump. But Adams, the deal that was made, I don't know what Adams is giving Trump. I have to tell the audience up front. I don't know, and I don't use anonymous sources, but I have gotten call after call after call that said, and all of these people have agendas who are calling me. They all have agendas, all right? And they're saying that Adams knows where the bodies are buried with James and Bragg. Just throwing it out for your consumption. I'm not reporting it to be true, but it kind of makes sense, right?
Well, it's kind of weird that, like, you can say he has no power, but he's in charge of the city. And when they went after Pritzker in Illinois, they named Chicago and they went after mayor. I'm just saying, if you're going after the city of Chicago, you name the mayor.
No, Johnson and Adams have no power whatsoever. None. They do what they're told to do. The real power lies in the state legislature. Now, in both Illinois and New York, the state legislature gives the big middle finger to Homeland Security. Because blank you, maybe Anderson Cooper could articulate it a little more than I am by using some vernacular, but that's what's happening. And the Trump administration knows that these mayors, this is like the utility infielder on the New York Yankees who plays maybe 3 innings a week. These guys have no power. They do what they're told to do. The big power is Newsom in California. Newsom's next. Hey, Gavin, they're coming for you. Pritzker's going to get destroyed, and Trump will bring down, and I'm going to predict it here, he will bring down Letitia James and Alvin Bragg because they went on a crusade to destroy him. And President Trump is not a forgiving man.
It's an interesting take. Eric Adams doesn't control, so much raw power, but he likely knows where the bodies are buried. He's likely got the inside scoop, the dirt that Trump's DOJ needs to take Letitia James down. It feels almost as if Trump is taking a law enforcement tactic, giving immunity to the small fish to take down the real mob bosses. And make no mistake, they've had their eyes on Letitia James for a while. I've kept this clip in my back pocket since the election. This is Donald Trump's attorney, Mike Davis, signaling their intent on the Benny Johnson show.
Let me just say this to Big Tish James, the New York Attorney General. I dare you. I dare you to try to continue your lawfare against President Trump in his second term, because listen here, sweetheart, we're not messing around this time, and we will put you in prison for conspiracy against rights, and I promise you that. So think long and hard before you want to violate President Trump's constitutional rights or any other American's constitutional rights. It's not going to happen again.
Mike Davis made it abundantly clear that Trump wasn't simply going to let Letitia James get away with it. Oh, how the tables have turned.
Well, well, well. How the turntables...
Letitia James thought that she had Trump boxed in. She thought she was going to be the one to take him down. The epic queen who would go down in history as the one who stopped the evil orange man. I mean, what a joke that is. But unfortunately for her, she's effed around and she's now likely to find out. As Bill O'Reilly put it, Eric Adams is not the target. Eric Adams is cooperating. Alvin Bragg and Letitia James are the target, and understandably so. I know Letitia James and Alvin Bragg love to grandstand as the moral and legal authority in New York, but they totally twisted and manipulated the law to criminally charge an attempt to bankrupt the Trump administration in a clear effort to interfere in the 2024 election. And that simply cannot stand. And even Democrats know that it was wrong and it was political.
And I also agreed that the trial in this city, in New York, was politically motivated, that wouldn't otherwise have been prosecuted if it was someone else.
And now, my friends, it's a time of reckoning. And also, it seems like a time of panic. Kathy Hochul was also named in this whole ordeal. And just look at her body language as she showed up on Rachel Maddow's show.
You are the only person who has the power to effectively fire Mayor Eric Adams and remove him from this position, which might conceivably moot this whole fight. How are you thinking about that now? You could have done it at any point until now, but now, given this crisis that's emerged in federal law enforcement around this case, are you feeling differently about that responsibility?
Let me tell you from a couple of angles here. One is that this is unbelievably unprecedented for Department of Justice in Washington to interfere in this way. My husband was a 30-year federal prosecutor. Barack Obama made him his United States attorney. You look at what happened here. This is not supposed to happen in our system of justice. The Bondi administration in that Department of Justice is already showing they're corrupt. Now, set that aside. I did see the letter that was issued by the acting United States attorney. The allegations are extremely concerning and serious.
Yes.
But I cannot, as the governor of this state, have a knee-jerk, politically motivated reaction like a lot of other people are saying right now. I have to do it smart, what's right, and I'm consulting with other leaders in government at this time. This just happened. I need some time to process this and figure out the right approach.
But you are consulting with other leaders, consulting with your advisors, and looking anew at this matter, given the recent developments.
Of course I am.
Yeah, that is sheer panic if I've ever seen it. The corrupt Democrat New York establishment, while they're shaking in their boots, and now it probably got a whole lot worse as they realize that Mayor Eric Adams seemingly has flipped. I mean, imagine the look on their faces as they wake up and see Eric Adams doing an interview with Tom Homan on Fox and Friends in the morning.
If he doesn't come through,
you're up early anyway.
If he doesn't come through, I'll be back in New York City, and we won't be sitting on the couch. I'll be in his office, up his butt, saying, "Where the hell is the agreement we came to?" So
it just seems as though this is all foreshadowing to something that's coming down the pike here, and I think it's going to be absolutely legendary. But as the Democrats say, no one is above the law, right? And if you have nothing to hide, you should have nothing to worry about. So let's just see what happens. Let's see if Letitia James and Alvin Bragg are as squeaky clean as they pretend they are. It's about to get so real. Anyways, that's pretty much what I got for you guys on this one. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to leave a like and possibly subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.